Hello, I'm Paul Godsmark, a consultant partner and head of advisory services at Auxilias Limited and founder of Godsmark Consulting. I'm going to talk to you today over the next half hour or so about the basic ideas of corporate governance and the key frameworks in the UK and how they can apply, focusing in on some of the key issues in 2025 for UK financial services firms, particularly in the FCA regulated sector. Now, this is an enormous topic area, so my aim here is to give you a general grounding on which you can build. Before we get going, I should be clear this webinar is provided for general information and as an update only, and is not intended to constitute legal advice. I would also flag, particularly given the current climate between government and regulators as at the timing of filming, which is Q1 2025, that this is very much an evolving area of practice and standards. So use the information I provide today as a starting point or launch pad, but always check for updates and changes. So before we really get into it, I think it's important just to start off with what corporate governance actually is. Essentially, it's the systems of rules, practices, and processes used to manage and control a company. I also think it's interesting to put into context as to when it started to become, for want of a better phrase, a thing. So, being a bit of a history buff myself, I think you can trace back the origins of corporate governance in the UK back to company law in the mid-1800s. But what we know is the modern thinking on the idea of corporate governance really emerged and gained traction from the 1970s onwards in response to a series of corporate failures, abuses of power, and scandals involving firms listed on the London Stock Exchange.